Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. My name is Lucas, and today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through a few framer designs that I found in the Framer gallery, right? So these are completely new websites that I haven't even seen before, and I've just discovered right now in the Framer gallery website. So I do this, once a week, I would say, just to see what's popping, what's up in the Framer universe. Maybe seeing some cool works that people come out with. And yes, that's the case every single week. Something new, right? Something interesting in terms of typography, in terms of animation, effects, scroll effects. So yeah, let's go ahead and look at these 10 or so inspirations that I found. So if this is something interesting for you guys, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the first thing that I want to show you is this one called follow.com. So I'm just going to refresh this. And what we see is we see a bunch of people like moving, and they have like these 3D render. It's like a 3D render, right? It's a video. And you have a few buttons everywhere. Let's see if this is like responsive even. I don't think so, but okay, it's not really responsive, but let's just keep it like this. And let's hover over a few things. So what we do, there's culture. I can click on culture, and then a video pops out and it zooms in into the specific area, and then you can read more about what the specific company does, right? So what is it actually? Company culture manifesto, founded by a group of childhood friends, a top tier talent management agency since 2016. Okay, so it's a talent management agency. I guess this is how they look like. So this is like their office. You can see their logo. Work. Okay, so this is like their workspace. So they have like the different logos. I think this is really creative. And you have someone here and someone over here. There's a laptop here. There's like a little, brief over here. So let's click on all. And then basically we see all of their work. So they have event, creative strategy, production, rush by follow. So they have something for Sunglass Hut, and you can click on see project and read more about that specific project. Okay, so that's pretty cool. It's like a, kind of like a immersive experience from overhead. We can go here about, so it takes us to another room. Founders, we can read about the founders. So these are the different founders, right? We can go here to careers. These are some, open roles if someone wants to apply. And this guy's playing basketball here, pretty cool. And then we have tribute, which is, someone that passed away, and it's a nice little space for this person. Very nice. So that's pretty cool. It's like a agency page, but it's very, explorative like this. It's not like a traditional website. Wow, look how cool. So we have press, we have audio, we have video. So we can click on video. These are the different video media about them. We can go out, and we can go out from the front door. We have talent, we have fashion, beauty, lifestyle. So these are like the different talents that they work with. So they have all of these lifestyle talents. They have fashion ones, right? They have food ones, beauty. Interesting. We can go back. And let's click on media. What was that? Okay, so yeah. And if you don't want to go back inside and then back in the other place, you can just go ahead and click up here for the different rooms. But this is a really, really creative way of kind of showing your agency. I've actually never seen something like this. I've had ideas of building things like this, but I've never really done it. But here it is. Very, very nicely done. Follow. Now this next one is called The Den. So if I refresh it, there's this nice little intro that pops up like this. The Den, the office that feels like home. So it's, if you can see the video, it's kind of like a office space where you have this shared area, I guess. This person is walking to their specific office. It's a very nice interior architecture. You can see it says The Den over here, right? So it's kind of like a co-working space, I would say, because it says the office that feels like home. So I'm guessing it's a co-working space. So it has a nice little intro video, cool little, intro animation. And then as you scroll down, you can read more about what it is. An easily accessible and high quality office complex that aims to cultivate a strong sense of community. Cool. So turning spaces into vibrant, shared living environments where residents feel connected as part of a close-knit neighborhood within the city. So there's a contact and get brochure, and there's not really like a booking. Oh, there's an availability one. Okay. So, but it's not so like direct booking, meaning it's like maybe a little bit more, high quality. We have these 3 different points over here, sustainable excellence, and as you can see, these icons animate, which is very nice, right? It's very dynamic. You can scroll down. There's its little gallery that's moving. Then we have the building that has this nice little animation, right? You can see here there's a parking lot. Here's the whole facilities. And then enters the facilities, and you can read more about each one. So meeting rooms, I'm scrolling down, restaurants, coffee bar, host, parking, gym, right? And then you can see there's these 3 locations. I guess these like bus and train stops and the location, right? And you can open Google Maps, which is great. And then there's these different ways. So if you're coming from this place, it's going to take you 15 minutes with the car, 12 minutes with the car, right? Very nice, little animation here, or visual representation, I would say. And then at the end, this is like the availability, which you can also click at the very top, right? Where you can select different floors. And let's say floor 5, you can read more about the specific size of this unit, right? You can't really book anything. Guess you have to contact. And then this is the contact section. It appears like this, and as you scroll down, it gets full screen, and then comes the footer. Now this next one called Lemni or Lemni, it's a tool that I've actually tested a few weeks ago, maybe about a month ago. I made a YouTube video on it. A really great tool where you can create AI agents for customer interactions, like it says here in the hero section. So basically, if, let's say a customer files a complaint, the AI agent can automatically respond to this customer and can send it to your, Slack, right? So something like that. So this site was built in Framer. I really like the site. That's what kind of prompted me to try the tool out, because the site was so beautiful. You can see that with this button, you have this nice little gradient animation behind the button. Very, very beautiful. Then you have backed by leaders of these different companies. So it gives you a nice little sense of trust. And then we have these bento grids, which have a nice moving animation of like a line graph. That's really, it's not so easy to do. Very beautiful. It represents a call, because these AI agents can actually call and use their voices, right? But yeah, all in all, I love the mix of colors that they use. It's not white. It's like a gray, bluish type of color, right? Very, very beautiful dark mode. And then as you scroll down, you can see that there's some type of noise, like that's moving, right? It's not a static noise. It's kind of, shaking like a video. And it transforms from dark mode to white mode, where you have these nice little scroll animations, right, of the UI. So a new approach to customer experience, agents, tech support, send email. So it's like step 1, step 2, step 3, right? Then again, over here, you can read more. Everything is very dynamic, looking very beautiful. These scroll animations. Right, so if I scroll back up and scroll back down, the animation repeats itself. I guess what I like most about this page is the bento grids, right? So we have these bento grids up here with this beautiful little animation, and I like the scroll animations everywhere, right? I think it's fantastic how it explains the actual business with this, dynamic animating elements everywhere. Now, this website is one that I just recently discovered, actually today. It's called Eureka, or Eureka, however you want to pronounce it. And then it says, Meet Emily, Creation Without Limitation. You see like this kind of robot, I guess. Looks like a lamp. And then you can barely see, but when I hover over the background, there's this nice little hover effect in the background. You can see these lines and these plus signs, very, very cool, abstract but very aesthetic background. And if I scroll down, you can see that it starts to turn white, and this 3D, character turns white as well, right? Slowly. It's a very nice transition where the lights basically go from the back or they start turning on from the sides and then go to the front. Very beautiful. The world's first adaptive robotic mannequin. Very nice typography, by the way. Very unique. And then if you scroll down, the mannequin kind of goes backwards as you scroll, right? And then once it's all the way at the back, you see this nice little animation over here. Hips, thighs, waist, bust, torso height. And then basically you have this nice little grid that you saw in the hero section over here repeated on the basically foreground of this model. And if I go back here to this section, you can see how it starts moving, right? This light turns on, it starts moving, and you can see that it takes 90 seconds to morph into the perfect shape. So it actually morphs into different shapes, has 10,000 unique fits, 80% of global body types covered, 40% reduction in prototyping time. These two things really, I find really interesting. I didn't know that something like this existed, but you can see as you scroll up, right, in the beginning of this animation, all of these body types, right? You can get like a bigger waist, you can get a wider hips, larger thighs, whatever. Now, as you scroll down, we have this nice little blur in effect experience for this word, looking very nice. Scrolls on the side, right? Very beautiful graphics here. These basically show the different features, I guess. Collaborative clients platform. So it's not just a product. And then our standard meet yours. Look at these beautiful renders, right? High-end materials, refined aesthetics, flawless finishes. This is what beautiful renders can do to your site, right? Details you'll love, basically changes to black. Ships fast. You can see in a nice bento grid the different details about this product. So these are not really details, but it's worked with these companies, I guess. Warranty support, onboarding, plug and play, works with any outlet with a simple 30-minute setup. Okay, these are some different USPs, I guess. Fully equipped breast prosthesis, detachable legs and arms, custom hard shell carrying case included. So these are the different things that it comes with. Crossing from fashion to sports, education, research. Really, really cool product. Really cool product. I've never heard of this, but this website really sells it to me. If I had a store, I would love to have something like this, right? You come now we have this underneath where it says award-winning product. Very cool little effect here where we get like a wireframe type of object here. Then we have this one, then we have this one, and then we have this final one. Ready to evolve, contact sales. Amazing, amazing call to action at the very end. Very nice build-up where you can see kind of the skeleton, you can see the next layer, then the second one, then the final one, and once the final one reaches the top, the call to action appears, and then with a clear call to action. Now that is a 5-star call to action right there. Now the next site is called Biograph, and I know that if some of you have seen my older videos where I actually build stuff in Framer from other websites, I've built a section from this website actually. I really love this website. It might not be new in terms of the other ones, like the other ones were completely new. This one isn't quite new, but I always go back to it because it's one of my favorite websites built in Framer. And basically what I love about it is I love the style. Very minimalistic, very clean. You can see just with the nav bar how it opens up, this clean little animation, very fast but smooth at the same time. And you have these little hover effects that look beautiful, right? Very nice typography as well. And very beautiful layout in the beginning. Act now, live longer. So it's basically like this advanced preventive health and diagnostics clinic, driving meaningful advances in human health span and lifespan. Very cool product as well. It's more of a location. So we have the location and that as the main point of the hero section, right? So let's scroll down. Biograph transforms lives. Powerful statement, right? And as I'm scrolling down, these cards come out without biographs. So basically there's a different testimonials from people, right? And this is the section that I actually built, and I have it, in my remix links. It's not just an appointment, it's an experience, right? Another bold statement after these testimonial cards. And then as you scroll down, it fades away. This opens up, looks kind of like a door, right? Looks kind of like a door opening up. You can see someone walking in front of you, and then you can see someone welcoming you. So you already get like this first class experience right from the get-go, right? The doors open for you, and this is what you see, right? And that's kind of what the Biograph website is trying to show you. Biograph reinvents what a medical visit should be, combining luxury, advanced technology, and personalized care. So right here you can see kind of this luxury personalized care. This person is dressed very well. It looks like she knows her stuff. And this entrance is, complete luxury, right? Very beautiful, very aesthetic, beautiful lights, clean floors, right? So it kind of represents that, right? And going downwards, it's like giving you kind of like a tour. So you just entered, right? And after you enter, you basically can see the different parts of the location, right? You have the luxury clinic experience, right? This is like a nice perspective of it. It's very static, and the people are moving, right? We have this advanced technology. Our approach leverages state-of-the-art technology to construct a digital signature of your health and your Biograph experience. So enjoy complete privacy in a luxurious suite for the duration of your visit. So better data. So that was more of like the location and the features that you get on site. And now here's better data means better health. So here comes a nice render of this, device that they use. 15% of members with urgent or life-altering findings across cancer, cardiovascular, and neurodegenerative diseases. 20 plus exams in a single day for a full health assessment. 1,000 plus data points evaluated to inform proprietary risk classification algorithm. Okay, so this is basically like their main machine, which is this one, I guess. Interesting. And then discover the Biograph method. So comprehensive diagnosis assessment. So they make an assessment. So once you're in that machine, you can kind of see this nice little graphic. Amazing stuff. I love this type of style. Personalized results summary. So you get personalized results. I guess this is just what you saw before in this white version was the location. And now what you're seeing here in this dark mode is more software oriented. Your guided plan to a longer, better life, and tailor assessments, right? And membership that meet your individual needs. So we have different memberships if you want to go, more often. And then here are the top specialists that basically go to these different universities or teach at these different universities, or researchers in these different universities are also working together with Biograph. So, and then at the very end, we have this nice, shot of a healthy person going through life, right? Unlock your personal best. Amazing call to action at the end as well. So this is something that I've seen this website before, but I just always like to come back here and look at it again because it's just so amazing. I just love this website. Now, the next site that I want to show you guys is strangepixels.co. This is another site that I checked, that I saw like maybe about two weeks ago. I really like this, hero section where you have the images popping up, random images. You have this nice little effect on the letters. Some of these are coming soon, so you can't really contact, or you can't really click on these links. But I like this little animation, right? And then as you scroll down, so this is a studio, like a branding studio, right? So this is kind of like a branding portfolio website. Has this nice text at the top telling us who they are, right? And these are some different works that they are working on, right? I like how, as you hover over it, the basically the corner radius changes, becomes a little bit more, rounded at the edges, right? So they've worked with Appfire, Arctic Adventures, Nike. You can't really click on them because they're coming soon, but it's nice to see, right? And then fluent in streetwear and software, a team of curious and creative minds seek to provoke thoughts and emotion with every project. So here's the part that I really liked, where you can, hover over these different faces and read more about them, about their name and what they're doing, right? This is something that I've actually made a video on. I created like a remix link or a duplicate of something like this, right? You can check them out in my other videos. And then basically we have the different services. So we have digital strategy, design and development. And then these are the different companies that they've worked for. Let's see if we can click on these. So we can click on them. Okay, I guess they worked on like the Nike Careers website. AppFire. I guess they worked on this website. But yeah, it's a cool, brand studio website, I have to say. I really like it. It's very playful. It's very unique. And yeah, just wanted to share with you guys. Now, this next website called Paintboxed Paris 2025 is one that I've recently discovered today, actually, about an hour ago. It's called Paintboxed, right? We have these logos. We have this nice little retro film background. We have these different navigation points, right? With like a loader type of thing. So once I hover over these, it turns green from the top to the bottom. And then if we scroll down, we can see Paintbox, Tesla's World Tour, location. So I guess this is like a type of event website. And as you can see, I scroll down and this graphic kind of evolves, right? This point gets bigger. This goes around as I scroll downwards, right? Paintbox represents a revolutionary initiative that pays homage to the trailblazing heritage of Quantal Paintbox, a digital art device from the initial phase of the 80s that altered the artistic spectrum. Okay, so beyond merely an experiment, the Paintbox molded visual culture affecting everything from MTV productions. Okay, so it's more of like a historical art website. Let's see if we scroll down. We get this nice perspective of a screen, right? Like a retro screen. The background turns black, as you can see. And we scroll into this, and this turns, full width. Here, history in the making again. So it launched in 1981. You can see that my mouse now has turned into this pixeled pointer. It transformed digital art, unlocking new creative possibilities and shaping the look of TV, film, and music. So artists like these embrace this groundbreaking tool. With only 10 to 15 systems still functional, this exhibition offers the first comprehensive retrospective of the Paintbox era, showcasing original artworks, posters, album covers, and logos that define a visual revolution. So we have 1981, 1982, 84, so 85, 85. We have Nirvana, 85, 87. So this is a cool little way of showing like a timeline, right? They're also not all straight. Some of them are like rotated on the sides, like this one, for example. Then we have 1989, we have 2023, 2024, and from the 1980s to the 2025, right? And this is the final one, and then we can scroll downwards again. Background changes color to the original one. So we have upcoming and past events. Yeah, so upcoming in LA, past events were in New York City, and you can kind of get their map and see some images. Pretty cool. Paris, Miami, it's nice. And then at the end, we have this nice footer, like pops up like that, right? There's like this nice little, it starts off pretty dark and then it gets full colored. All right, the next one that I want to show you is called Tigrans.com. So it's from a motion designer. As you can see, if I hover over the logo, there's this cool little hover effect that pops up, right? So if you are a motion designer, I would definitely recommend that you create a really nice dynamic website, like something like this, right? So we have Tigran Azatian, I guess that's his name. He's from LA, I guess, because it says Los Angeles everywhere. And then if you hover over this hero text, you get this other type of animation. If you hover outwards, it goes back to that original one. So very cool. If we hover over these, we also get some like minimal effect, but it's still looking nice, right? We can scroll down And I guess these are the different works. Very cool. Obviously, he's a very great motion designer, but you can, I guess, press play and see a video. And then here's the different works that they've had. So maybe we can just click on one, and this is like basically like a project page that he's made, right? And it's cool that you can preview the video. So that's actually very helpful when it comes to a motion design portfolio, right? That you don't have to, click to see the video. You can just preview it like this. So he's Tigran, he's from Armenia, and then he moved to LA, right? And he has this nice little, animated components here, which is very nice. Again, he's a motion designer, so it's very important to have your site looking, moving around. Very great clients, Airbnb, right? Phantom Blade, Tencent, Evernote, right? And then at the end, we have this nice contact hover effect and made with love. So it's very dynamic. I really like this portfolio. I wanted to show it to you guys. Think it's cool. It's a great representation of how great Framer works with motion designers. So if you're a motion designer, if you know a motion designer, if you build a website for them, this might be a really nice highlight for your portfolio. Now this next one called Thibaut.cool. I'm going to refresh and we get Let's Make It Move, a nice gradient that pops out, and then this screen that slowly fades in, right? At the start, very beautiful hero section, very minimalistic, but very minimal design. It doesn't like ruin your screen. So all of these websites that I've showed you, when they have like some type of animation, it's a very clean one that doesn't consist of 3D graphics, which I tend to not like because it makes my computer run slow. So yeah, these are like nice 2D graphics that look great, right? This is another example of one. So Thibaut Crepel, I guess, or Crepel, 3D and motion generalist freelancer. So another motion designer, more with 3D. So it's a nice combination between the two. And as we scroll down, we can see his work, right? So you can hover over certain things. Macintosh 128K. And then here they have a Vimeo. And then you can click on next project, Walkman, Konica Pop, right? So these are his different projects. Specify web design. For the past 2 years, I've been a motion designer at Specify, where I was brought on to develop a 3D identify. Interesting. So he's also making some websites, and he has a nice link of that here. So let's check out that website that they've built. Also, it's like a nice combination with 3D. Very beautiful here. So he's a 3D motion designer, but also web designer. Great. So, and then you can read more about him. It's his name. Where is he from? He's based in the north of France, right? You can see some of his pictures if you hover over them. It's a very nice little touch. And you can see these are different links. Wow. They change color. So if I were to move my mouse away, the X is white. But if I hover over it, it's like a light pink, right? That's really fascinating. And down here, which is something that is quite, I've seen this on X before, but I didn't know the actual website, but here I am. And here are the different buttons, right? So not only do we have this nice little effect going on over here, we have this with these different buttons where you can basically, different call to actions, right? He's available and you can reach him out in these different places, right? And at the end, we have this cool little effect over here. He's a great designer. And the last one that I want to show you is something called build.top, right? So this is like also a very new one. I wouldn't say it's my favorite one, but I do think that the style is quite, unique. It's quite cool, very interesting. It's not something that you see every day, and it's built in Framer. So that's why I wanted to show it to you guys, to show you kind of like the capabilities that you have, right, with your creativity. This is more of like a 90s pixel style. I think this is more for crypto. Hello Builder. Build is a token of appreciation on Base, designed to bring more builders on chain. So we can't really click on this, but we can click on this, This is basically like a testimonial, I guess. Build has the potential to be UBI, Universal Builder Income, and create on Figma, buy on Uniswap, Uniplay. So these are different call to actions. These gray ones are the active ones. So I guess we can click on open new tab here and see what happens. There's like a file, I guess, right? So yeah, it's like a file with this type of style. Pretty cool. And then if we scroll down, Build is a public good and 100% community owned, no team or investor allocation. So Build has a total supply of 1,000 tokens, 100K token holders, or 1 trillion tokens, I guess. So these are like different stats, right? And then at the end, these are the different call to actions, right? So, or not call to action, this is like the footer, I would say. And as you can see, as we scrolled all the way to the bottom, everything is stacked on top of each other. It reminds me of like an old screen, right? Where you have the different windows on top of each other. So yeah, just wanted to show you that website at the very end. And that kind of wraps up our, discovery of new websites that I found that are built on Framer. If you found any other ones that you want to share, please share them in the comments below, or join my Discord community. That link is in the description. And we basically have a nice little community right now. It's like about 370 people. And yeah, we're basically helping each other. We're doing live streams every week. So if you want to, share your work or take part of design challenges that we do every Friday, please feel free to join down the community that's in my description. It's a Discord community. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed my time with you guys a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.